What's up, dudes? Max here. Before we jump into it, I wanted to let you know about the sponsor of today's video, which is Divine Knockout. Myself and Yo Video Games have had a pretty decent amount of time with Divine Knockout over the past week or so, and it's been an absolute blast. The game is up to 3v3 and is an online platform fighter, but actually set in a 3D arena. The game also has a healthy variety of modes outside of just knocking the opponent out, which has been surprisingly fun, and I'm a big personal fan of Oddball. The gods you pick in the game have unique abilities and traits and absolutely complement each other that allows for a lot of experimentation. Divine Knockout also supports cross-play and cross-progression on all platforms, and between the several matches we've had over a couple of sessions, the online performance and overall netcode of the game has felt fantastic as well. The game is available right now on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and if you want, PlayStation Plus users can get the Founders Edition of the game for free with PlayStation Plus. So if you want to see more of Divine Knockout, go down to my video description below. You'll find my own custom link to learn more about the game. So I do think this game looks better, number one. I will not be 100% as we look down the mouth of Fall Phoenix. This is not, number one, this is not Paul Phoenix. This is Fall Phoenix. His estranged, lost cousin's former roommate. Fall Phoenix is here, and he's in Tekken. I don't absolutely hate this design. I think the hair makes me hate the rest of it. I think it's the hair. I think Law looks really good, right? In some of these situations, I think obviously making characters like Omega jacked is just where you go. Like, especially in a game where we want to show like muscle definition and stuff. We saw that before when Kazuya would flex, you would see all the muscle fibers kick in and all that shit. That's what they're trying to show, that we can change the texture on, the top of all these and get it to match a mesh that looks a lot more like they're flexing and shit. Yeah, I get it. It's cool. So I don't absolutely hate the way this looks. It's obviously he looks way too jacked. I get it. He looks way too jacked. I feel so aggressively neutral on Jack that I don't even know, man. I don't even know if I feel anything. And to me, King just looks like King, right? King just looks like King, and it's funny that King doesn't get to do much except like, forward 2-1 or whatever the heck that is. He doesn't get to do much. You see so little. You see King do so little. But they keep his cape. Okay. I'm a pretty critical on Lars, right? I think some people like this costume for him. I am not feeling it, man. It looks like this guy is wearing 17 fucking raincoats somehow. Lars, how did you find the 17th raincoat? More importantly, Jin's design, right? I think Jin looks pretty good. I don't hate him. We don't get to see much of it, but we got to talk about Kaz's costume because the best looking character in the game is Kazuya. 100%. Kazuya's design is fucking awesome. And then Jun looks so identifiable as being Jun, right? Even though like Tekken has like a face problem where like a lot of characters' faces in this game, if you take off their costume accoutrements, especially female character faces, it's kind of hard to identify, like, wait, who is that? And you notice it when you put like bikinis on all the girl characters in Tekken 7. There's not a lot of like unique facial features that some of the female characters actually get. But this, because of the costume, is immediately, oh, it's Jun. Like, it's absolutely Jun Kazama. Like, it was immediately identifiable very early on that it was Jun. So, it makes sense. Like, I feel like this design is pretty standard for how Jun has looked in previous games and stuff like that. When was the last time she was actually playable? Was Jun playable in Tekken Tag 1? She was just wearing like a basic outfit, like super. She was playable in Tag 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the nice part is that even though like the design has radically changed, it's still completely identifiable as being Jun, which is good. It's a good character design. Oh, okay, so let's judge the hell out of this. Hold on a second. So Jin's going with like red, black, and white now as like his motif, right? I think it's pretty good. The thing is, I'm kind of a weirdo, and I sort of even liked Tekken 7 Jin's Leathery, tight-ass costume. This is definitely CG. Yeah, these are CG renders for sure. It is a little... You know what? You know what I forgot about? I forgot about the weird-ass fucking belt. I forgot about the weird-ass arms, dude. What is going on there? I feel like I like the silhouette of this costume a bit more than the actual, like, details of it. Once you actually start paying attention, it starts to break down. And he brings back, like, the gauntlets, which he's had, you know, since Tekken fucking 3. Fuck, I'm forgetting about his stupid little booties. Oh, Jesus. They were red. I feel like if I squint my eyes, this is a good-looking Jin. I like it. That's good. And you open it and you're like, fuck! Shit! It goes away. I think I like the fact that they kept the hood in there. Right, they tried to get... They tried to have, like, the Tekken 4 costume and his classic costume like they fucked. And they created this costume. I think this is good, but it's over-designed as shit, right? Holy shit. I think if there's one thing we're going to learn about a lot of the characters in Tekken is that they just get over-designed to fuck. And that means that, like, 1 in 4 characters will actually look good. So I'm saying Jin looks good. I think Jin is okay. It's sort of like... See where they're going here? It's not that over-designed, but it is over-designed. It clearly is. I don't think we needed all this shit down here. I really don't think we did. It's all right. This is like an 8 out of 10, yeah. I think Jun is fantastic. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on down here. And a little crazy stuff going on in here. But it's clearly Jun, and I think it looks good. I'm going to give this one like a 9 out of 10. Really solid design. And the proper evolution of like previous designs. And Jun wasn't always like a super interesting looking character, right? Like, here's what I think of when I think of Jun. Like, this is the costume I think of. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like the most basic. This is what Jun's design has essentially evolved from over the years, right? So King looks good, but it looks so familiar. Like, I need to see a comparative. Now what it's doing is making Tekken 7 King look mad basic. Huh. It's making T7 King. Yeah, I think this is better. I think this is better. This is obviously is a bit more designed because the pants are wild. He loses his gauntlet boots, his gauntlets, right? And here's the non-caped version, just for perspective. Yeah, I'm not like the biggest King fan in the world, obviously, but I like Tekken 8 King. I think it's over-designed enough, where he's got all these frilly-dillies and shit on him. He almost looks naked in comparison, yeah. Now, this is Tekken 6 King. This is T6 King, this is T7. Tekken 5 King getting, like... It's almost like this is just the same shit. Now we go to Tekken 4 and you start to see some age where there's clearly, this is where they like sort of like hone in on what King's design is. That's why Tekken 5 is like, Tekken 5 also set the establishment of what these character designs will look like from this point forward, and everything's pretty much evolving or revolving around Tekken 5 in some way. You know what I'm gonna say? I think this is very good. I think this is actually another like 8 to 9 out of 10, especially in comparative. I think this looks quite good. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? So this is OG Lars, right? Mr. Power Ranger and shit. OG Lars. And I mean, granted, it's got some colors I like. He looks like one of those robot gargoyles, so I'm cool with it. And then they change it up in Tekken 7. Right, then they change it up. They get rid of the scarf now. Yeah, you know what he looks like? That's a very good call. It makes me realize, because Rufus always had a weird-ass design. This bitch looks like this shit. Rufus had easily one of the weakest designs in the whole game. What the fuck is this dude wearing? What the fuck are you wearing, Rufus? Yeah, a little bit, right? I mean, but even more. Like, this shit is like, this thing went up here. That's all it is. The fuck is that? I know. Don't get me wrong, dude. Rufus' design was not great in FF7 Remake. I think this is bad. I actually think this is bad. But I guess it's maybe a bit better because it's more... I mean, functional clothing than whatever the fuck his power suits were from previous game. This dude's bitch-ass power suits. Is better than T7? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Lars is putting up for how many people are going to main him. 5. 5 Lars main. I might be one of them. This looks fucking great. Damn. And you know what also it looks like? It looks like he's not as like, I mean, obviously massive jacked, but it's the perspective where he's not as massively wide. Like he's not a wide boy. I think this is almost like 10 out of 10. I think this looks fantastic. I don't even need to look at the previous one because this is just better, right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a different character because his scratches are in different spots. It could be Forrest. I don't know. I think this shit looks good. People were saying he looks more like a Mortal Kombat character now. And I'm like, you're only saying that because Mortal Kombat has increased visual fidelity in like all of the games that has existed, right? MK has continually looked better and better and better all these years. And now characters are getting a level of like visual fidelity where they are starting to get a lot of detail in their faces and stuff. Yeah, the stage was not helping. And granted, this is not the way the character's gonna look in game. This is a render, you know. Dude, what the fuck? I can't even, what the fuck? See, I'm actually not a huge fan of Paul's design in general. I'm not. I actually don't like his this whole thing. But this is so weird. I don't hate the grunge shit. Does it make it any better? Control S. It makes it so much better. Well, okay, I will say, right? I will say it's better than this shit. I don't know why they didn't do this. Yeah, the Kurt Cobain Paul. Like, I don't know why they didn't just do this one. I really don't like the hair. I think the hair is so distracting. It's so distracting, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so you know what this is a reference to? Paul was a 4. Paul was a Tekken 4. This is one where Kaz like walks in during the intro and shit. It's this costume. This classic one. But it manages to very smartly essentially include his old ass weird costume from like Tekken 2. It manages to include this one. It like mixes this and makes the fucking hardest looking Kazuya he's ever looked. Holy shit, man. This is fantastic. It's not over designed. It's just enough. It looks so fucking good. This is absolutely 10 out of 10. Once again, what was I saying? Like, you're gonna get like in the Tekken design world, especially considering the Tekken 7, 1 out of every 4 characters is gonna look super good. And the other 3 are gonna look fucking weird. And like, why did they do this to this character? What is going on? I would almost say remove the gloves. Yeah, but the gloves goes with the undercoat and his undershirt, I guess. Okay, so this is like the perfect example of like over design, right? What are we gonna do with Jack? We're gonna over design the fuck out of him. And he's already had the LED stuff, right? Let's do Tekken. Let's look at T5 Jack. I think that was the one from the CG. Yeah, just slightly different. Change the mohawk and make some glowy shit. This shit is wild. This shit is wild. I'm obviously not a huge Jack fan, just in general, right? But this shit looks crazy to me. Like the epitome of the example of like, we're just gonna over design the fuck out of the character. After this game, right? After this game has like focus designs, and every game sort of revolves around this game in some way going forward. Character design wise, they either add to or change from this perspective. But there was one Tekken game that really had different character designs. That was going for something that was genuinely different, and it didn't hit. It did not hit, but it's interesting to go back and take a look like where they came from and why they make their decisions now. So Tekken 4 really tried to change its character designs back to something a bit more focused, right? This has essentially some of the most focused character designs Tekken has ever had. And it is good and simplistic. It's interesting how simple it is, even in comparison to some of the previous games, right? Yoshi's out there. He's a goddamn bug. It's not bad. The funniest thing is that the reason they were doing this was chasing Virtua Fighter, right? They were going They were trying to hit something a bit closer to really simplistic character designs, even in like VF and stuff like that. And then Tekken 4 didn't go so well. It did not go very well. So they went back to Tekken 5. And you get what is essentially like the modern Tekken look, right? Characters now are effectively very similar looking from this point forward. And that's not specifically a bad thing. It's really not. Because some of these designs are good. I don't know if I think like half of these designs are really rough. The other half, the other quarter are okay, and there's a couple really good ones. And I think this one's really good, and I think this one's really good. And that you know, it's a funny take because, yeah, it's modern Tekken, so people are going to give them clown suit characters no matter what. It's true. Very true.